Do you find yourself waking up at night, sometimes 2, 3, even 4 times, just to use the bathroom? If so, you're not alone. This condition has a name, Nocturia, and it's quietly stealing deep sleep from millions of older adults every night. But here's the good news. Relief might not come from a pill bottle. More and more research is showing that certain foods can help calm the bladder, support your kidneys, and reduce nighttime urination, naturally. In today's video, I'm going to share the top 3 bladder-healing foods I recommend to my senior patients, and they've seen real results. These aren't miracle cures, but they are smart, simple changes that could help you sleep through the night, starting tonight. I'm Dr. Evelyn Hart, and this is Evergreen Senior Care, where science meets senior wellness. So let's dive in. First up, a tiny berry that packs a powerful punch. What is Nocturia plus why food matters? So what exactly is Nocturia? Simply put, it means waking up during the night to urinate more than once. It's not just a minor inconvenience. Over time, disrupted sleep can lead to fatigue, memory issues, blood pressure spikes, and even depression, especially in older adults. For some people, Nocturia is linked to conditions like diabetes, enlarged prostate, or weakened bladder muscles. But here's something many people don't realize. What you eat in the evening can have a major impact on how your bladder behaves at night. Some foods trigger bladder spasms, increase urine production, or irritate the bladder lining, leading to more frequent trips to the bathroom. On the other hand, certain bladder-friendly foods can help calm the bladder, reduce inflammation, and even support kidney function. And when you pair them with smart evening habits, like cutting fluids after 7 p.m., they can truly help you reclaim your sleep. That brings us to our first food, something sweet, small, and surprisingly powerful: blueberries. Food 1: blueberries. Let's begin with a tiny fruit that often gets overlooked: blueberries. These small, vibrant berries are packed with a group of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give them their deep blue color. But what really makes blueberries special is what they can do for your bladder health. Anthocyanins have natural anti-inflammatory properties. They help reduce irritation in the lining of the bladder, which can significantly ease the frequent urge to urinate, especially at night. For people struggling with nocturia, that calming effect on the bladder lining can make a real difference. There's more. Blueberries also help prevent bacteria from sticking to the walls of the urinary tract. That means they don't just reduce irritation. They may also reduce the risk of recurring urinary tract infections, which are a common contributor to nighttime urgency in older adults. Unlike some acidic fruits like oranges, lemons, or pineapple, blueberries are bladder-friendly. They won't trigger unwanted bladder spasms or overstimulate your system. They're gentle, soothing, and easy to digest in the evening hours. In fact, a study published in Advances in Nutrition found that seniors who regularly consumed blueberries showed lower rates of urinary irritation and improved sleep quality, simply because they weren't waking up as often to run to the bathroom. So how should you use them? I usually recommend eating about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of fresh or frozen blueberries in the early evening. You can sprinkle them over a warm bowl of oatmeal, blend them into a light smoothie, or enjoy them plain. Just be sure to finish them before 7 p.m. That gives your body time to absorb the nutrients without contributing to excess urine volume overnight. And here's a small tip: stop drinking fluids shortly after. The combination of bladder-calming nutrition and reduced fluid intake in the evening can make a noticeable difference by bedtime. Blueberries may be small, but when it comes to supporting your bladder and helping you sleep through the night, they are mighty. And next, we'll talk about a surprising leafy green that helps relax your bladder muscles and reduce nighttime urgency: cooked spinach. Food 2: cooked spinach. Our second food may look simple, but it's one of the most underrated bladder-friendly vegetables out there: cooked spinach. Now, I want to be clear: cooked, not raw. While raw spinach has its benefits, it also contains higher levels of oxalates, which in some people can contribute to kidney stones. But when it's lightly steamed or sautéed, spinach becomes much gentler on the body and particularly helpful for the bladder. Why? Because spinach is rich in magnesium, a mineral that plays a critical role in relaxing smooth muscle tissue, including the muscles that surround your bladder. For people who struggle with bladder spasms, urgency, or frequent nighttime urination, magnesium helps calm that involuntary tension. It's also high in folate, vitamin K, and iron, which support overall circulation, reduce inflammation, and promote the healing of soft tissues, like the lining of the bladder. All of this creates a gentler environment in your lower urinary tract and reduces that constant sensation of needing to go. What's more, spinach is a low-acid, low-irritant vegetable, which makes it ideal for evening meals. Unlike spicy foods, tomatoes, or citrus, it won't provoke your bladder into overreacting just when you're trying to settle down and rest. From my experience with patients, one of the easiest ways to add spinach to your routine is to steam or sauté it with a bit of olive oil and garlic. Nothing too heavy. Keep the seasonings gentle and try to eat it no later than 6:30 or 7:00 p.m. That gives your body time to digest and absorb the magnesium before bedtime. And here's a small bonus. The magnesium in spinach doesn't just calm the bladder, it also helps relax your entire nervous system. That means better sleep overall. So, if you're looking for a natural way to quiet your bladder and calm your body before bed, a small portion of cooked spinach may be exactly what you need. Coming up next, a root vegetable that's not only delicious, but acts as a natural diuretic, helping your body flush out excess fluid before bedtime so you're not waking up all night. Let's talk about celeriac, or celery root. Food 3, celeriac celery root. Now let's talk about a food that most people walk right past in the grocery store. Celeriac, also known as celery root. It may not be the prettiest vegetable on the shelf, but when it comes to bladder health, it's quietly powerful. Celeriac is a root vegetable related to celery, but instead of eating the stalks, you use the knobby, pale root. When cooked, it has a mild, earthy flavor, somewhere between potato and parsley, and it's surprisingly versatile. But what makes celeriac especially useful for people struggling with nocturia is its role as a natural diuretic. Now you might be wondering, why would a diuretic help with nighttime urination? Here's the key: timing. By eating small amounts of natural diuretics earlier in the day, you help your body flush out excess fluid and sodium before evening. That reduces the load on your kidneys later and lowers the amount of urine your body tries to produce during the night. Celeriac contains compounds that gently stimulate the kidneys without overstimulating the bladder. It's gentle, effective, and far safer than caffeine-based or chemical diuretics, especially for older adults. Plus, it's rich in vitamin C, vitamin B6, and potassium, nutrients that support both kidney function and nerve signaling in the bladder. So how do you use it? One of my favorite evening options is a warm celeriac and leek soup, or just steamed celeriac cubes tossed with olive oil and parsley. If you're sensitive to sodium or potassium, cook it plain and flavor it lightly with herbs instead of salt. The most important thing, eat it early enough, ideally by 5:30 or 6:00 p.m. That gives your kidneys a chance to process fluids well before bedtime. And don't worry if you've never cooked with it before. Cooking celeriac is just like boiling a potato. Peel the rough skin, chop it into chunks, and simmer until fork tender. In summary, celeriac is one of those quiet foods that works behind the scenes, gently helping your body eliminate what it doesn't need, so you can sleep more peacefully through the night. Next, we'll put it all together with simple tips on when to eat, what to avoid before bed, and how to build an evening routine that supports your bladder, your kidneys, and your rest. Now that we've covered the top 3 bladder-healing foods, blueberries, cooked spinach, and celeriac, let's talk about how to bring them together into a simple, effective evening routine. Because food alone isn't enough, timing and habits matter too. If you're waking up multiple times each night, one of the most powerful things you can do is stop all fluid intake by 7:00 p.m. That includes water, tea, juice, even soup. Give your bladder a break before bed so it doesn't need to wake you up a few hours later. Next, try to eat dinner no later than 6:30 p.m. and include at least one of the bladder-friendly foods we talked about tonight. For example, you could have a small bowl of warm spinach sautéed in olive oil, a few cubes of steamed celeriac with herbs, and a light dessert of blueberries and oatmeal around 6:45 p.m. All simple, all effective, and all gentle on your system. It's also smart to avoid bladder irritants in the evening. That includes coffee, alcohol, citrus fruits, tomatoes, spicy foods, and anything with artificial sweeteners. These can trigger the bladder and make you feel like you need to go, even when it's mostly nerves. And finally, try to wind down your evening with calm. Read a book, turn off bright screens. Give your nervous system the message. It's time to rest. Remember, your bladder isn't broken. It's just overwhelmed. And when you give it the right support through nourishing foods, thoughtful timing, and simple routines, it often responds with something precious: a peaceful night's sleep. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to Evergreen Senior Care for more science-backed tips to help you age with comfort, clarity, and confidence. And if you're going to try one of these foods tonight, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what works best for you. Sleep well, stay well, and I'll see you in the next video.